Chapter 6 Manipulation. Half of my remaining lifespan for a Shinigami's eyes. Just look at someone's face and see his name. That would be great. Ryuk, this deal of yours is out of the question. I'm creating a criminal-free utopia over which I plan to reign like a god for a long time. If your deal would extend my lifetime, I'd think about it. But if it's going to shorten it, there's nothing to think about. You ought to have known that. Ryuk. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that this kind of deal exists, that's all. Gotta get it out of the way first, cause I don't want to hear any "you never told me" belly aching later. By the way, you can make the deal anytime, as long as you have the death note. Light, gotta get it out of the way first? In that case, shouldn't you tell me that kind of stuff as soon as we meet? Or write it down in the how to use part of the notebook? That was a little late, wasn't it? Even though I'm a Shinigami, he's never been afraid of me or tried to kiss my butt. And when it comes to stuff like this, he totally gives me a hard time. Ryuk? Yeah. Light. So? You got anything else you ought to tell me in advance? Shinigami Ryuk? I'm not going to be hearing about any more rules or deals later. Am I? Ryuk? No. That's all. Probably. Light. If I could have your wings instead of your eyes, I might have seriously considered a deal. To have wings and fly at will through the skies. It's godlike, isn't it? It's a dream human beings have had since antiquity. Ryuk, too bad. Light, that's too bad. I was just joking. Ryuk, if you sprouted wings and started flying around, people would notice you. The cops would catch you just for that. Still, if I kept cutting deals on eyes and wings and stuff, next thing I know, I'd be a real Shinigami myself. That would be pretty interesting, too. Ryuk, don't worry, Light. Even without doing that, you're already a fine Shinigami. Light, but don't lump me together with you guys. Well, from what you said, I seem to be working a lot harder than most Shinigami these days. I'm using the death note as a human being for human beings. How to find out the guy's name? The one who was tailing me today. Ryuk. Light? I got it. I've just figured it out. I have plenty of time. Tomorrow's Saturday. It's 5:20. First, I need to test how far I can go with the details of the death. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Right? Ryuk, what are you going to do? Light, using the stock of criminals I kept for times like this. The next time, it may be too late. I've got to take advantage of being shadowed now. The second time around, they'll be a lot more thorough. If the guy who is following me decides I'm innocent, I won't be investigated again for a while. Phone ringing. Headquarters? Yes, it's me. Heart attacks. That's Kira. 6 more prisoners? Friggin' Kira. Another 6? Damn. I thought you said they were heart attacks. 3 of them did something we've never seen before? What do you mean? What? Hang on. I want to punch this data in detail. Okay, here we go. Now, tell me slowly. Well, cause of death was cardiac arrest in all 3 cases, but right before they died, one drew a picture, another left something like a suicide note. Victim's name? Okay, Masaki Shirami. Oh, that arsonist. Yeah, the one who killed 13 people in their homes. Yes, Shirami cut his finger and drew a big circle on the wall of his cell in his own blood with a 5-pointed star inside the circle. Yes, sir, I'll send you a copy. But the criminals here knew about Kira, so there's nothing of special interest there, in my opinion. Yadnaka left a note. I don't know what to call it, really. The letter, Lord have mercy. Do what I can, I'll either be hanged or, you know it, killed by La. I know about him. He's going to get me. The most puzzling one was Yoda. He managed to escape from the prison and get to a public toilet 30 meters away, only to collapse there. What is it? Vatari? News just in of 3 unusual cardiac arrest victims. We'll send you images of the picture and note. Thanks. Unusual. A note expressing fear of Kira. But Kira can control the time of death. Could he also manipulate his victims' actions right before they die? It could just be the criminal acting on his own. Chief, regarding the latest victims, please tell the media that cause of death was cardiac arrest and nothing else. Treating human beings as lab rats. It's abominable. Use them to test. What? Alright, there's a possibility that Kira used these victims to test something. We don't want to let him know if he succeeded or not. What's he planning? If he was using these criminals as guinea pigs. Look at this. Ryuk, my test results are already entered into my dad's computer. What kind of results are they? The death note's really useful. It turned out exactly the way I expected. Those three did exactly what I wrote after writing heart attack as the cause of death. Time of death was probably what I put too. One guy escaped and went to the nearest toilet, like I wrote into the notebook. Another guy drew the same picture I drew into the notebook on the wall of his cell. Another guy left a note using the same words I wrote in my notebook. It's physically impossible for someone who was in a Japanese prison at 5:30 to die in France at 6 o'clock. So that didn't happen, and he just died of a heart attack for one. I wrote dies at 6 p.m. today in front of the Eiffel Tower in France. For the other three, I deliberately wrote in practically impossible details. I thought this one might work, but since it didn't, it means that he couldn't write something that he himself didn't know or think. For the last one, I wrote writes I know that L suspects the Japanese police. But you can't draw someone you've never seen. For the next one, I wrote draws a perfect likeness of L's face on prison wall. But actions that aren't unnatural for that person can be written into how they die, and they'll do them. In other words, even with the death note, you can't do something that isn't possible. The next test decides it. Well, these 6 were practice for the real test, and the cops won't be able to tie this one to Kira. I'll get the results of this test in the morning paper. They don't have any meaning, of course. Haha, Mr. Super Sleuth will be too busy trying to figure out the meanings of the picture and note left by those other victims. And L will never guess what I'm really after here. I'm sure of that. If Kira used those criminals as a test, he's about to start something. If he does make a move now, it's possible the FBI will notice someone acting suspiciously. But if these deaths weren't a test, but had another purpose, might be some kind of message, this note and that picture. Lord, have mercy. Do what I can. I'll either, you know it, killed by, know about him. He's go, this says. I'm going out, so I went to bed early last night. You're up early for a Saturday. Light. Got your test result? Convenience store robber stabbed to death by employee. Wanted criminal in robbery murder case. Police release employee as acting in self-defense. Incident recorded on store's security camera. Look at this. It happened precisely the way I wrote it. Now, let's hope the guy follows me again today. I'm pretty positive he will. There's no point shadowing me only on weekdays and then not watching what I do on my days off. He can't clear me until he does that. I'll use this guy I saw on the news last night, drug addict who tried to rob a bank and failed. Shot a teller and to customers as he escaped. He's perfect. Now, for the main event. Take whoever answers. It's a little early, but I'll try a few anyway. The time is 9 right now. This might surprise you, but I'm pretty popular with the ladies. Ryuk, a few try. NGH? Light? Yeah. Hi. Here the chapter ends.